Okay, Senator, we want to welcome you to our studios, Magoni Studios. So now we want to talk about the agitations that are out there. Nigerians, especially the young, well, before it was the young ones, now the older ones are joining in to make remarks. Some rancorous, they're capable of perhaps causing disunity, in my opinion. And so, with all of this going on, and we've been fighting to have national unity, how do we rescue national unity from all of this rancorous agitations that we see out there in your mind?
Thank you very much. Like you said, this is the first time I'm here. Thank you for the privilege. And at this time when all these agitations are taking place across the country, we thank God that our leaders have started talking about it. But it is not for the leaders alone. Everybody must come together and talk what is good for this country. The way things are going today, if care is not taken, like you said, is capable of throwing the country into chaos and confusion. At this time in our history, I think what we need to talk about those things that will foster unity, harmony, and understanding amongst our people. That's the only way we can have stability. Because if there is no stability, God forbid, with the difficulties that people are facing, anything can happen. It can develop into anything that can destabilize the country.
Yes. Now, what surprises me, Senator, is that the pitch of the rancor, the noise level has become extremely intense, much more than before. Is it caused by the recession that we just went through? In other words, has the recession exposed what Nigerians have been feeling, that maybe there's more deprivation now and people feel they don't have enough, and from frustration, then they start to vent? Is that what's causing this to come out, to apparently like near a crescendo at this time?
I don't think so. I think the problem is more to do with probably lack of concern by all. People are no longer careful about what they say.
Concern for what? What should it be
concern like what is happening in the society.
Yeah.
Today we found ourselves, like you said, that the country is facing some difficulties, some recession, and people are not finding things easy like before.
Yeah.
And because of that, they think the agitations will solve that problem. Agitations has always been there. These agitations have always been there. But the only reason why they were not as pronounced as they are today is because these difficulties were not there. And I think, thank God, God have blessed this country abundantly. There is no section in this country that have not got something to offer. If you talk about the North, there's a large expanse of agricultural land that people can produce enough food for everybody in this country. If you talk about the South, in the Southwest, we know they have a lot of industries. In the Southeast, they are involved in commerce and trade. And across the country, all these transportation businesses are all there before. And people were occupied. But somewhere along the line, laziness and a lack of care, like I say, lack of concern, people have abandoned what they don't find jobs for themselves. They think they can get everything just probably doing politics or making some propaganda for some people, and they just get money like before, and it's no longer there.
Yeah, well, so that's what that brings to the fore what I was saying earlier, that in the past, everybody seemingly depended on oil money. Well, then oil prices collapsed, and we didn't get the money that we were getting. So we got into recession. So frustration has come. The laziness that you talked about that we had that caused us to be acquiescent and not work hard because we had easy money from oil is now exposed.
Yeah.
So that could be one of the reasons why people are talking too much. But let me just segue from that to something else. Everybody is talking about being marginalized. Every section of the country says they are marginalized. If every section is marginalized, who is marginalizing people? Is it somebody from another country?
I don't think so. I think when we begin to think very low, nobody is thinking about Nigeria. Everybody is thinking about his region or himself. People are too selfish nowadays. Before oil,
yes,
we were all depending on agriculture, mining, and those things that we have said before.
Yes.
We were even exporting agricultural products
Absolutely.
to earn foreign exchange. When oil came, the boom came, people became lazy, easy money came in. But now it has disappeared. Even if you have oil, the price of oil have gone down.
Yes.
So the reality have dawned on us that we have to go back to the basics. People who have learned to farm must go back to the farm. At least let us feed ourselves. Today, if we can feed ourselves as a country, we have solved maybe 50% of our problem. If we can produce what we need in our industries, all these foreign exchange problems that is confronting us will be a thing of the past. And we will be producing goods and services, and each geopolitical zone or each section will have advantage on one particular thing over the other region or section.
Yes. So, but this thing you're saying now, who is saying this? You are just sitting here saying this now. Is anybody saying what you just said now?
I just said it. I said, thank God our leaders have started talking.
Okay.
The government have started inviting leaders of all these sections and regions. They are talking to them.
Yes.
And I hope it will promote understanding amongst the various nationalities.
Does it look like it is?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think if the hate campaigns are arrested in good time, and they follow it with educating the people on the need to live in peace and harmony.
Yes.
Because you cannot talk about any kind of development without peace. If there is no security, no development will take place.
Yes.
Look at what has happened in the last 10 years in the Northeast. People have abandoned the farms. Whatever you can see every day, the kind of donations, aid that goes to the Northeast region, and it's still not good enough. People are suffering there, and that is not even caused by those things we are talking about. With these hate campaigns, if anything happens, God forbid, it will be worse than what we are seeing today in the Northeast. Thank God, the present government have addressed substantially the issue of security in the Northeast. They have substantially addressed the issue of corruption fight. They are trying to do something on the economy. And I think that is the aspect that would probably help address some of the problems that are confronting us today. Because those youths that are voicing about this agitation, if they have work, if there is job for them, I don't think they will even have time.
Yeah, but that's the point I was going to make, that, okay, you call the leaders and you talk to them from all parts of the country.
Yes.
But meanwhile, what are we doing with the youth? Can you call the youth and talk to them? Isn't it that they want something in their hands, maybe work, a job that they are doing? food in their mouth?
I think that.
Can you just talk to them and then it's solved the problem?
I don't think you just talking alone is. You have to follow it with action.
Yeah.
I think they have.
What kind of action?
You have to find jobs for them.
Yeah.
Create jobs that they can do. Give them hope. Put them to have good education, and let them have hope that things are getting better.
Yeah. Senator, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.